Hello, everyone. Have you ever felt like your dreams are too far away and the world is just too big? You're not alone. Let me tell you the story of a boy who started with nothing except a curious mind and a big love for learning. He wasn't rich and he wasn't a genius. But with hard work, passion, and never giving up, he became one of the most successful people in the world. His name is Bill Gates. Today, we know him as the man behind Microsoft, but his journey began much earlier with small steps, big dreams, and a computer. This is not just a story about money. It's a story about believing in yourself, taking action, and growing through every challenge. In this video, you'll learn about Bill's early life, his family, his school days, his love for computers, and how he turned his ideas into something that changed the world. And while you listen, you'll also learn simple English words and phrases to help you grow, just like Bill grew a little every day. Bill Gates was born on October 28, 1955, in Seattle, USA. His full name was William Henry Gates. He was the third William in his family. His family was comfortable, but not rich. His father, William H. Gates Sr., was a tall, serious lawyer who believed in hard work and education. His mother, Mary Maxwell Gates, was a kind, smart woman who worked as a teacher and later helped companies make decisions. Even as a baby, Bill was curious. His parents joked he could stare at things for hours, trying to understand how they worked. This curiosity became his greatest strength. As a young child, Bill showed he was brilliant. He loved books and read everything he could find. By age 7, he was reading science, history, and even law books. His favorite place was the family's small library, where he sat for hours with books. But Bill wasn't perfect in school. He was often bored because lessons were too easy. He didn't like following rules, and teachers said he was too restless. But his sharp mind made him special. When he was 9, a teacher asked why he looked distracted in class. Bill confidently replied, "Because I've already read the book." His parents realized Bill needed more challenges, so they sent him to Lakeside School, a special school for smart students. Lakeside changed Bill's life forever. At Lakeside, Bill discovered something more interesting than books: computers. In the late 1960s, computers were rare. They were huge machines that filled whole rooms, and only big companies or universities had them. But Lakeside had a computer, and Bill was immediately fascinated. The first time he touched a computer keyboard, he felt like he'd found magic. Bill spent hours in the computer room, learning to program. His passion was so strong that he sometimes skipped other classes just to use the computer. At first, teachers were annoyed, but soon they saw Bill had special talent. His math teacher told him, "Bill, you might change the world someday." Bill didn't just use computers for fun. At age 13, he wrote his first computer program, a simple tic-tac-toe game, where people could play against the computer. This small success made him proud and showed him what was possible with programming. At Lakeside, Bill met Paul Allen, an older student who also loved computers. Paul was quiet and thoughtful, while Bill was energetic and talkative. Despite their differences, they became close friends because of their shared passion. Paul and Bill spent hours talking about computers' future. Paul said, "Bill, I believe one day there will be a computer on every desk and in every home." This seemed impossible. Then computers were expensive, and only big businesses used them. But Bill believed it too. They dreamed together about making this vision real. By age 15, Bill wasn't just learning, he was earning. With Paul Allen, he started his first business, Trafo Data, which made a program to analyze city traffic information. They earned $20,000 from this project, a lot of money for teenagers in the 1970s. This taught Bill an important lesson. Success isn't just about ideas. It's about turning ideas into action. He realized that to achieve big dreams, you must work hard and take risks. Bill loved learning and working, but he wasn't always serious. At Lakeside, he liked sitting with girls in class, not to flirt, but because he thought girls were more focused. This helped him become comfortable talking to people and making friends. But Bill was also competitive. He loved challenges and often bet friends who could solve problems faster. He hated losing and would do anything to win. His parents sometimes worried about his computer obsession. One evening, his mother said, "Bill, you can't spend your whole life in front of a computer." Bill smiled and replied, "Why not, Mom? One day computers will change the world, and I want to be part of that." Even as a teenager, Bill showed leadership. He didn't just want a program. He wanted to build something big. He dreamed of creating a company that would make computers available to everyone. At Lakeside, Bill and Paul stayed late at night discussing their dreams. They didn't have all the answers, but they shared a vision for the future. In 1973, when Bill was 18, he went to Harvard University, one of the world's best colleges. His parents were thrilled. They thought he'd become a successful lawyer like his father. But Bill had different plans. While other students studied law, history, or medicine, Bill spent most of his time in the computer lab. He skipped classes to learn more programming and write code. He loved solving problems and creating software to make computers work faster. One day, a Harvard professor asked why he focused on computers instead of studies. Bill smiled and said, "Because this is the future. Computers will change everything, and I want to be ready for it." At Harvard, Bill stood out as a visionary. In 1974, something happened that changed his life. A company called MITS made the first personal computer, the Altair 8800. This was huge because until then, computers were large and expensive, only for big businesses. When Bill and Paul Allen saw the Altair 8800, they knew this was their chance. They believed personal computers would become popular, and they wanted to be part of this revolution. Paul called Bill one night and said, "Bill, this is it. We need to act fast before someone else does." Bill agreed. They decided to write software to make the Altair 8800 more useful. But here's the amazing part. They didn't even own an Altair computer. They had to create the program using only their knowledge and imagination. It was a big risk, but Bill believed in their abilities. In 1975, at age 20, Bill made a bold decision. He dropped out of Harvard to start his own company with Paul Allen. Imagine how his parents felt. They were disappointed and worried. His mother said, "Bill, what are you doing? Harvard is your future." Bill replied, "Mom, this is my future. Computers are my passion, and I can't let this opportunity go." Leaving a top university to start a company with no guarantees was a huge risk, but Bill had faith in his vision. That same year, Bill and Paul started a company called Microsoft, short for microcomputer software. Their goal was simple: create software for personal computers. The first few months were difficult. They had no office, no money, and no team, just two young men with a dream. Bill worked day and night writing code and meeting possible clients. Paul focused on building partnerships and telling people about their company. Their hard work paid off. The program they made for the Altair 8800 was successful, and soon other companies noticed Microsoft. As Microsoft grew, Bill realized he couldn't do everything alone. He needed a team of talented people who shared his passion for new ideas. He hired the best programmers and engineers he could find. Bill was a demanding boss who expected excellence and worked harder than anyone. He often stayed in the office until 2 or 3 a.m., making sure every line of code was perfect. He believed that to achieve greatness, you must give your best effort every day. In 1980, Microsoft got its first big break. A company called IBM was making a personal computer and needed an operating system, the brain that controls everything. IBM asked Microsoft if they could create one. Bill didn't have an operating system ready, but he didn't say no. Instead, he promised Microsoft would deliver. Bill quickly bought an existing system called QDOS, improved it, and renamed it MS-DOS. He sold it to IBM, and it became a huge success. Every IBM computer now used Microsoft software. This deal changed everything. Microsoft went from a small company to a major player in technology. Bill Gates wasn't just a programmer anymore. He was a leader who knew how to motivate his team and push them to do their best. He believed in innovation and wasn't afraid to take risks. One of Bill's famous quotes is, "Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose." This means you should never become too confident, even when successful. Bill also believed in continuous learning, often telling his team, "Never stop improving. There's always a better way to do something." Success didn't come without challenges. Microsoft faced competition from other tech companies, and some doubted Bill's abilities. But Bill never gave up. He stayed focused, worked hard, and kept innovating. He believed every challenge was an opportunity to learn and grow. By his mid-20s, Microsoft was growing rapidly, but Bill didn't stop there. He had a bigger vision: make computers affordable and available to everyone in the world. This vision drove him to work harder than ever. He wanted to change how people lived, worked, and communicated. By the early 1980s, Microsoft was no longer small, it was a software industry leader. Bill and his team worked tirelessly to create better programs for everyone, from students to businesses. In 1985, Microsoft launched one of its most famous products, Windows. Windows was a revolutionary operating system that made computers easier to use. Before Windows, computers were complicated and only experts could operate them. Windows changed that now anyone could use a computer with simple clicks and commands. The launch of Windows was a turning point. It became a huge success and was used on millions of computers worldwide. Bill Gates' dream of bringing computers into every home and office was coming true. As Microsoft grew, so did competition. Other companies like Apple were also developing new technology. Steve Jobs, Apple's co-founder, was one of Bill's biggest competitors. But interestingly, while they were rivals, Bill and Steve also respected each other. Steve once said, "Bill is unimaginative but brilliant at running a company." Bill said about Steve, "Steve had a talent for design like no one else. He made things beautiful." Despite different approaches, both men wanted to change the world with technology. In 1987, at age 31, Bill Gates became the world's youngest self-made billionaire. Imagine a young man who once spent hours in a school computer lab was now one of the richest people. But Bill didn't let success make him lazy. Instead, he worked even harder. He believed that with great success comes great responsibility. One of his famous quotes is, If you are born poor, it's not your fault, but if you die poor, it's your fault. This shows his belief that everyone can change their life through hard work and determination. While building Microsoft, Bill's personal life was also developing. In 1987, he met Melinda French, a smart, kind woman who worked at Microsoft. They started dating and realized they had much in common. Both believed in using their success to help the world. In 1994, Bill and Melinda married in a simple ceremony in Hawaii. They had 3 children: Jennifer, born 1996, Rory, born 1999, and Phoebe, born 2002. Despite being one of the world's richest families, Bill and Melinda raised their children with humility. They didn't spoil them with luxuries, but taught them the value of hard work and kindness. Leading a company like Microsoft wasn't easy. Bill often faced criticism from media and other companies. Some said he was too aggressive in business. Others questioned Microsoft's practices. In the late 1990s, Microsoft faced a major legal challenge when the U.S. government accused it of using unfair methods to dominate the software market. This was stressful for Bill, and the case lasted years. But Bill didn't give up. He faced challenges head-on, learned from mistakes, and continued leading Microsoft with determination. As Bill grew older, he realized his wealth could do more than build a successful company. In 2000, he and Melinda started the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, one of the world's largest charitable organizations. The foundation focuses on solving big global problems, improving global health, fighting diseases like malaria and AIDS, providing education, helping poor children go to school, and ensuring access to clean water. Bill once said, "Money has no utility to me beyond a certain point. Its utility is entirely in building an organization and getting resources out to the poorest in the world." Throughout his life, Bill has shared wise words. Here are some of his most inspiring quotes. "I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. Sometimes simplicity and innovation come from unexpected places. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world. If you do, you are insulting yourself. Focus on your own journey. Patience is a key element of success. Success takes time and effort." People often wonder about Bill's wealth. While exact numbers are hard to calculate, in 1 second, Bill makes about $127. In 1 minute, that's about $7,620. In 1 day, over $10 million. Despite this wealth, Bill doesn't live extravagantly. He believes in using money to help others and create a better world. One day, a young journalist interviewed Bill Gates. Nervous but excited, the journalist asked, "Sir, what is the secret of your success?" Bill smiled, took out a blank check, and said, "Write any amount you want and take it." Shocked, the journalist laughed and refused. Bill insisted, "I'm serious. Write any amount." The journalist again refused, saying he only wanted to learn. Bill looked at him and said, "This is the secret of my success. When I see an opportunity, I grab it without hesitation. You had the chance to take this check, but hesitated." Most people miss opportunities because they think too much or fear taking risks. Success comes to those who take action. The journalist learned that success isn't just about hard work, it's also about taking risks and seizing opportunities. By the early 2000s, Microsoft was at its peak. Bill Gates was the face of technology, admired worldwide. But as the company grew, Bill realized something important. He wanted to focus on more than business. In 2006, he announced he would step down from his daily role at Microsoft. This shocked many. Why leave the company he built? Bill explained, "I've been lucky to achieve success in technology. Now I want to spend my time giving back to the world." After leaving Microsoft, Bill focused full-time on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This wasn't just any charity, it was one of the world's most ambitious projects. Bill said, "The goal is to give every child, no matter where they're born, a chance to live a healthy, productive life." Even with his efforts, some questioned if his foundation could solve such big problems. Others accused him of using money for power. But Bill didn't let negativity stop him. He stayed focused on his mission, saying, "If I listened to every critic, I would never get anything done." Focus on the work, not the noise. This is a powerful lesson. No matter what you do, people will doubt you. The key is to stay determined and believe in yourself. Bill isn't just about giving money. He's about finding innovative solutions. One exciting project is clean energy. He realized that climate change is a major threat, so he funds projects for renewable energy like solar and wind power. He also supports research into safe, sustainable nuclear energy. Bill believes that by investing in science, we can solve even the toughest problems. Though no longer running Microsoft, Bill continues inspiring millions. He speaks at schools, universities, and conferences, sharing his journey and encouraging young people to dream big. His famous advice: don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them. Despite being one of the world's richest men, Bill lives simply. Yes, he has a big house, but he doesn't spend money on flashy cars or unnecessary luxuries. He enjoys time with family. He and Melinda worked hard to raise their children with good values. They didn't give their kids unlimited money. In fact, they decided to leave most of their fortune to charity. Bill said, "I want my kids to have their own identity. Giving them too much money would take away their motivation." This teaches us that true success is about character, not wealth. Even as a billionaire, Bill follows a simple routine, believing good habits lead to success. Morning, reads about science, history, and global issues. Reading expands your mind and helps critical thinking. Work, focuses on foundation projects, meets scientists, reviews progress. Evening, plays bridge, a card game, with friends to relax and keep his mind sharp. Bill believes in staying curious. No matter how busy you are, make time to learn. Learning is the best investment you can make. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Bill played a major role in helping the world. His foundation donated billions to develop vaccines and distribute them to poor countries. Bill Gates' story isn't just about building Microsoft or becoming rich. It's about redefining success. For many, success means wealth, fame, and power. For Bill, it means impact, the difference you make in others' lives. After leaving Microsoft, Bill became a symbol of hope. His journey taught the world that success doesn't end with personal achievements. It begins when you use your success to help others. In one speech, he said, "The true measure of success is not how much you've achieved, but how many lives you've improved." Even in his later years, Bill is far from slowing down. He devotes himself to solving the world's biggest challenges: climate change, education, and diseases like malaria and polio. Bill often says, "The future is not something we enter, it's something we create." Let's create a future where everyone has a chance to succeed. By 2023, Bill had donated over $50 billion through his foundation. But it's not just the amount that matters, it's the philosophy. Bill believes wealth isn't meant to be kept. If you're fortunate enough to be successful, you have a duty to give back. Wealth should solve problems, not create them. His giving inspired other billionaires. In 2010, Bill and Warren Buffett launched the Giving Pledge, where the world's wealthiest promised to donate most of their wealth to charity. Over 230 billionaires have joined. This shows true greatness comes from what you give, not what you take. Even though Bill is admired by millions, his life hasn't been without challenges. In 2021, he and Melinda announced their divorce after 27 years of marriage. This was difficult personally and professionally, but Bill remained focused on his mission. He and Melinda continue working together on their foundation, putting their shared vision above personal differences. This teaches us that challenges are inevitable, but your response defines your character. Bill says, "Life will test you in ways you can't imagine, but every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger." As one of history's most influential figures, Bill has shared wisdom for the next generation. Dream big, start small, don't wait for the perfect moment. Start where you are with what you have. Embrace failure. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. Each mistake teaches something valuable. Value time. Time is your most precious resource. Spend it on things that matter, learning, growing, helping others. Be curious. The world is full of problems and opportunities. Stay curious, keep learning, find solutions. Kindness is strength. The world needs compassion. Be kind because it's right. He once said, "At the end of the day, it's not about money, fame, or awards. It's about the people you love and the difference you've made." Bill Gates' life reminds us that anyone, no matter where they start, can achieve greatness. He was once a curious boy who loved reading and computers. Today, he's a global icon who transformed the world. Here are key lessons from his journey. Education is power. Never stop learning. Knowledge unlocks your potential. Take action. Don't wait for perfect opportunities. Start small and build. Be resilient. Life has ups and downs, but challenges help you grow. Give back. True success is helping others and making a difference. Stay humble. No matter your achievements, remember your roots. Bill Gates' impact will last for generations. He proved that one person with vision and determination can change history. From building Microsoft to fighting global poverty, from transforming technology to inspiring future generations, Bill's legacy shows the power of hard work, curiosity, and compassion. Bill Gates' story is about courage, innovation, and generosity, but most of all, hope. No matter who you are or where you come from, you have the power to shape your future. Learn from Bill's journey, embrace challenges, and work toward your dreams. Remember, greatness isn't about where you start, it's about where you're willing to go. We learned that it doesn't matter where you start, what matters is how hard you work and how big you dream. Bill Gates was just a curious boy who loved books and computers. He made mistakes. He had problems, but he never gave up. He believed in his dream, and he worked every single day to make it real. You can do the same. No dream is too big. No person is too small. Start today. Learn something new. Believe in yourself. One small step today can become something amazing tomorrow. And if this story touched your heart, if it inspired you, helped you learn English, or made you feel more hopeful, then please support this channel. Creating these stories takes time, passion, and energy. Every like, comment, and share helps this channel grow. Without your support, it's hard to keep going. But with your support, we can continue to bring you more stories like this, stories that teach, inspire, and stay in your heart.